So this is a thing. Tesco's are limiting it to one shopper per household now. So we've come shopping and Paul's had to go and leave me in the car park. I didn't think to get the car keys off him, and it's a bit cold, and I'm wearing shorts. Actually, the shorts isn't too bad because my legs don't feel the cold. I'm feeling the cold a little bit up here at the minute, and that's actually only because there's a breeze. So yeah, this isn't as quiet as you might expect. I don't know. By the way, this could just cut off if Paul rings me to say I've got to run in and pay, because I'm paying for the shopping. And the brilliant thing is the mild throaty cough, which isn't a dry cough at all. It's a very, very wet cough. I can attest to this by the amount of crap I cough up every morning after laying on it all bloody night. It's freaking people out every time I have a coughing fit. You see them. I thought one woman was physically going to run across the car park with her trolley. She didn't, but I thought she was going to. That'd be fucking hilarious. So yeah, very few people here. Bit breezy. I can actually smell the bloke that just walked past over there. You see him? That's his head. He must have literally just got out of the bath or completely doused himself in whatever he's wearing, because I'm stood 30 feet away from him. 20, maybe 20. And it was like, oh, smell that. So yeah, this is a mistake I won't make again. So, we have drama. We don't know what the drama is, but there was somebody, not the house you can see the police van outside of, but actually the house next to it, which I'm not filming for obvious reasons. And the bloke from inside it was having some sort of what looked like heated conversation, firstly with someone outside, and then with someone on the phone. So we're not quite sure what's going on. And then suddenly a police van has turned up with little red lights flashing and stuff going on. And in theory, we should be going out in less than a minute to see if people are doing the clappy thing. But I'm not sure anyone's going to be doing any clapping with a police car outside. I'm not sure that's going to be a thing.
No.
People are going to sort of go to the door and go, oh, go back in again.
Yeah. A bit like what we're thinking. And
Yeah. Which is a shame, because, you know, the key workers deserve it as much as the NHS people, if that's what tonight's all about. I've seen no publicity for this, though. The NHS thing was everywhere. This I know nothing about. Should we stick the BBC on and see if they got a thing? We'll stick the BBC on and see if they got a thing. Okay, so latest update on the cat. Woke up this morning. Oh, sounds like a blues song, doesn't it? And we had an hour of hopping in and out of different trays, struggling to piss, struggling to poo, nothing happening. And then it was on the windowsill, he was on the floor, and wherever he went, he was like, and there was nothing happening at all. So, okay, fine. He started his new diet yesterday, which is this special food. And he's only allowed to eat that because it's for his urinary tract infection. He's got to do it for a year to get rid of the crystals in his stomach that are stopping him from weeing. And the other cats can eat that, but he can't eat anything else. We kept him in isolation because, you know, everyone's in isolation these days, so we thought, fuck it, why not do it to the cat? And but it was to try and get a wee sample from him, so he was locked away. Oh, by the way, have you seen these? Now, I'm not saying you've got some. Not a girl. Just fell off. That's because. Okay, weird. Vincent was at the bottom of the pile and fell off. And what he took with it. Oh. If I can reach it. Oh. Clara's down here. What's she doing down here? Where's a weed ball? Hey, Bob. Sorry, that was my bum, wasn't it? But what he took with him was this. It was like... Anyway, you'll either get that or you won't. My first obsession and collection was Weebles when I was a really, really small child. So yeah, we also have and there's more on the way. So yeah, so cat puke. Yes, he was then really, really, really violently sick. Everywhere, but it was because, as it turns out, we're giving him cat milk. So he's been to the vets. They squeezed his bladder, and he actually did manage to wee. He basically pissed himself as soon as they squeezed his bladder, so he's fine. They said it's just this new diet's not kicked in yet, so he's got a few more days of one medication. He's got a bit more of the next one. He's got. They said it should be another week or two of the one that goes on his food, and he'll be fine. So we've just got to keep an eye on him, make sure he's not eating anything that he shouldn't be eating. Drove past loads of supermarkets, and it's really cool because it's cool, but it's surreal because everywhere's queues now, everywhere. So Asda, that was just a bit of a free for all up until a couple of days ago, frankly, in Tonopandi. Now there's a queue. They've shut part of the car park, and you queue down the car park. Lidl's had a queue. Aldi had a queue. I've just heard in our local shop, Home Bargains has got a queue. Everywhere's got a queue. And it's weird because it's kind of almost like in some sort of weird like zombie apocalypse film. I keep looking around and seeing the days as they are now and thinking in the montage that explains the story at the start of Terminator 5 South. What are they up to? Terminator whatever. Terminator Z. It'll be these were the days of how it started. We began queuing. It began in social isolation, and I keep thinking, well, yeah, it's kind of what it feels like, isn't it? So anyway, this is not what I'm saying. I was here because I'm going to open this. I know what's in it, but I just thought it would be more interesting to open it on camera, if I can open it. I'm basically using a nail clipper thing in lieu of a implement of any kind. Now this was something I didn't know existed until recently. Apparently, been out. Not sure what that was. Been out some time, but I have said for years, I wish I still had something. So when I found out I could get them again without having to re-buy old stuff. And oh, okay. It's does it tell you? Yeah, it does. Here's the box. Well, okay, so that's that really quickly. These are a real full-on blast from the past for me. Okay, because oh god, and this is actually genuinely. And they've made it look all distressed, like it's properly old. This is actually one of the first ones I ever owned. I went into the Co-op in Luton, which was the big old department store, to get Weebles, like I was showing you a Weeble a minute ago. I wanted Weebles, and they didn't have them. Or did I wanted, or whatever. I can't remember that bit of it clearly. I can remember the big... I don't know if you still see them, like, sometimes in, like... I mean, our local shop's got one. Those kind of white metal stands that you get, like, comics or cards or, like, cheap-ass 99p water guns or whatever it is in. It was them, and it was just full of these two toys that I'd never seen before. This was one. The other one was R2D2, and they were 99p each. And I had a pound for pocket money, and I really couldn't decide whether I wanted the kind of berry thing. Stop it, or the cute little robot thing. And my stepdad Alan was very kind to me. He said, as I'd been a good boy, I could have both. And so I came home with R2 and Chewbacca, not really even knowing what Star Wars was, because this was months away. And you know, that started something for life, didn't it? So they've brought out these 6 original retro characters, and just I mean, look at that. How many years did I have my original Darth Vader? well, from 1978, probably, when I got the first one. That first batch of figures. And I had him right up until my mum sold them all when I was 15. Not bitter. But look, it's even got, like, the little... Can you see that? The weird little end of the lightsaber. Why? Who designed these and thought, we'll give them a weird little tip on the end? What was... No. Who's next? Interestingly, they only brought out 6. They haven't done the full... I want to say 9. I want to say there was originally 9 Star Wars figures in the whole... And they didn't even have them to bring out. And then... This is amazing. Part of me wants to just rip them open and play with them. Really. But part of me is like, no. Just, you know, they're fab. They're good. It's good to have them again. My Luke and my Leia, I had right to the bitter end. It was R2. Given he's my absolute favourite in the entire franchise, he was always the one I lost, broke, got a chocolate thumbprint on. That was from a Mars bar. My very first R2-D2 had a chocolate thumbprint on it that I couldn't get off because it was a sticker, so you couldn't get it too wet or wipe it off because I was really terrified the sticker would come off and ruin him. So he basically had the remnants of that Mars thumbprint until I lost him. But he was updated fairly regularly, so that was okay. So you got one that had like a little thing coming out. Oh, the first time there was one with a little thing coming out, and I was over the moon. There was one that had a lightsaber. There was one that... I always wanted a proper one with the proper third leg, and you could only get him in Droid Factory, and he wasn't very good, and you couldn't really push him along with the leg out. I was always a bit upset about that. So yeah. That's Saturday. So, my weekly trip to Tesco. It's exciting. They've got a new thing, so you have a hell of a walk around the car park, so come with me while I do this. So I've already been in the shop for like 45 minutes, and you know, people have been quite good in there and stuff. It's cool. Just wait for this person to get out, because they've not really given any consideration to that. There's somebody walking along here. Yeah, basically went in, got everything I needed, except the one thing I actually came here for, which is cheese. So yeah, you walk all the way over there, you go along there, you go back along there, and then you go to Tesco's there. So they're also enforcing your exercise, which I think is really good. And the staff have got the these plastic cover guards on their face, which I think is quite cool as well. So even though she's just got hers up, which is pointless, go on, put it down, put it down, put it down, that's it, put it down. So yeah, I've now got to go back in just to get the cheese that I came here for. But I've got some Easter eggs, and I've bought Frozen 2 on Blu-ray, so you know, 3D Blu-ray at that, so I'm doing alright.